All right, welcome everybody. Peter here once again with Q&A video number 8, I believe. Thank you for joining me. Hope you're all doing well. Of course, this is the first Q&A video I've done from this new house I'm renting. Slowly moving in. I'm guessing some of the questions will be about my move, which is totally acceptable and to be expected. Let's start here at the beginning of the questions on the last video, Q&A video number 7. Let's see. Chris Fi says, this is not a question. So we're going to move on. I did read it, of course. Gail says, thanks for the answers and conversation. She says, I like the content-free aspect of your videos. I appreciate your choice to have a neutral environment. Some comments here. Christina says, I absolutely understand your reasons for avoiding heavy topics. Let me, what if I can make this little thing a little bigger? Oops. There we go. On the fly. But I wonder if there are any topics where you would feel the need to say something about it. Like if there was a civil discussion going on about a certain topic during a live stream, would you address the topic or actively try to ignore it? I mean, I talk about things sometimes. It's a pretty vague question. Are there topics where I would feel the need to say something about it? I mean, I say things about things sometimes. I don't. What kind of topics are most likely to trigger a response from me? I don't know. It's really hard to say until it happens. A lot of it depends on my mood. I think a lot of times if I'm in a bad mood, I will be less likely to jump in and say things. Like I think the worse my mood is, the more reclusive I become, you know, the less likely I am to say things about things. But if I'm in a good mood, I'm more likely to, you know, jump out and say things. I don't know if that made any sense. I know what you're saying, but it's kind of vague. I hope that was helpful at all. But anyways, Elijah says, did you get LASIK? I did. If so, how was it and how do you feel now? What were your thoughts on the whole process and do you think it was worth it? I did get LASIK. It went well. As you can see now, I don't have contacts in or anything. It's just my eyeballs. I like to say I got my glasses surgically removed, right? And it was a little bit weird at first, right? They tell you, right? They tell you it's going to be weird. They tell you there's a healing time, which I'm technically still inside of. They say it's like 90 days or something. Your eyes will be healing and things can be weird as far as like seeing halos around lights at night stuff and like blurriness and just your eyes acting weird. And they give you all sorts of eye drops, some more medicated than others and stuff. There was one bottle of eye drops I had to get that I had a prescription for. It was $200, a little $200 bottle of eye drops, and they helped me find a coupon for it, so it's cut down to $60 for the little bottle of eye. That's like it was just, I mean, it's a little bottle with an even less amount of stuff inside of it for $60. Like that's crazy. Yeah, but no, it's going well. It was painless. It went quickly. There was just like, I just had to lie there. You know, they gave you like Valiums to take. I just lay there under the lights blinking and Felt like they like wiped my eyes with some stuff. The only weird part about it was that I smelled something burning at one point. That was weird. But I mean, I guess I was just like, guess that's my eyeball. Do I think it was worth it? I mean, it's worth it if you have it depends how much money you have, I guess. It's definitely a cosmetic, thing. It's definitely like a luxury operation. You don't need it. Like, I could have definitely gone through the rest of my life without getting it, and I would have been fine. I guess it was just like a little present to myself, I'm glad I got it. Sometimes it doesn't. Sometimes I think it didn't really feel like something that didn't seem that Petery, like the other day I found my old glasses again and I put them on and it just seemed so familiar and comfortable. I kind of regretted not wearing them anymore, but I feel like I betrayed them or something, but it's okay. It's okay. Belinda, hope you're doing well, missing your streams. Things have been narts. I'm really glad to hear that, Belinda. Really glad to hear that. I'm glad to hear you moving forward, not getting bogged down. I hope things keep improving, and I wish all the best for you. Thank you for the comment. What video editing software do you use? Do you use anything to tidy up your audio? Recently found DaVinci Resolve that looks promising for video editing. I might start poking around at that. Yes, for video editing, I use Adobe Premiere Pro. Like, I have the whole Adobe Creative Cloud sort of thing. It's like a subscription-based thing. And so for video, I used Premiere Pro, and then for audio, to tidy it up, I do. It helps that I have a nice microphone. I don't remember exactly what model this is. It's I keep on forgetting. I'll tell you in a second. But to tidy up the audio a little bit, like to just like amplify a little bit and make sure it's all nice and loud and crisp, I use Adobe Audition, right? Audio Technica. This is an Audio Technica AT2035. That's what this is. Large diaphragm studio condenser microphone. It works pretty good for me. So it helps to have a nice microphone, and it yeah, and then I put it into Audition, and then I because you want to record low, record quietly, and then amplify a little bit afterwards, because that way you don't want any of your audio peaking and going off the charts. I used to run after every time I recorded, I used to run a bunch of like noise reduction algorithms or whatever the heck across everything I recorded, but then I stopped doing that because then I found out that I started adding a bunch of like background noises to my audio. I was like, what's the point of removing background noise and then adding background noise? It's good to bask in the ambiance, right? It's okay. All right. So then I posted this other post asking for Q&A questions here. Bailey says, "Hey Peter, it's been a while. I hope life is treating you well. My question, has there been anything particular inspiring you lately? Do you finding inspiration to be a big or small part of your art?" Thank you, Bailey. Hope you're doing well too. I don't think anything in particular is inspiring me lately. Just I'm thankful. I don't really know where it comes from, but I do have this underlying urge to create things, to draw, to make. The video making is kind of a side It's like it comes along on the side. Like I make the art and I'm glad to make videos. The videos are just kind of documenting it. There's a little bit of art making with the videos, you know. That is kind of an art of itself, but I just want to make things. Like, I guess we all have certain goals, you know, and it's weird. YouTube is a very weird thing, and I realized that I don't really want to be a famous YouTuber. I want to be successful on YouTube, but YouTube is a very weird place, and to be successful there, you have to do a lot of weird things that I don't really like. I don't really want to be a successful YouTuber or a famous one. What I do want to be is a famous artist one day. That is a much cooler goal to me, but I don't really, you know, that. And maybe even more difficult. I don't know. We'll see. Sorry, I don't know if you heard that static just now, but it might even sound a lot more pretentious too. A goal of being a famous artist. I don't know. It's all right. That's my main. Like, if you ask like what's inspiring you lately, like I couldn't point you to like a specific thing. I just want to make things and make them better, and I don't know. I know it's really vague and unhelpful, but I'm sorry. Finding inspiration is a pretty small part. I'd say it's a small part of my art because I never stop drawing, or I never sit down to draw and then don't draw because I think, wow, I need to go find inspiration first, or I don't have anything and I'm lacking inspiration. I usually have more inspiration. You know, the inspiration piles up because I don't have enough time to draw and get it out all onto the paper, you know. That's the bigger problem. I'm the bottleneck. My hand, the time that it takes to create things. A much bigger bottleneck. Hannah says, do you ever count your steps while you're on a walk? I might have done that a couple times, but not regularly. I think I usually forget what I'm doing and lose count before I get to 100. If I'm remembering the times I've done that. Have you ever had an event where your fans could come and meet you and maybe participate in a communal drawing? That'd be fun. Yeah, I mean, couple times, like I've been to like a local museum doing some communal drawings, and I've posted about it on Twitter and stuff, saying, hey, come hang out, you can come draw with me. But I mean, I don't know, I don't really know, maybe there aren't just a lot of people here in this part of you know, in this town or whatever, but no one really shows up. I mean, a lot of people show up, but nobody that knows me from the internet or anything. So I mean, it's hard to meet people, you know. You got to travel, you got to set the time aside. I guess fan meetups, you know, they sound better in theory and on paper than it's hard to make them really work out in real life. Because I've definitely tried it a couple times and they just never, I don't know if I'm doing something wrong. I don't know. Will Ritchie says, heyo, Pete, perks of the new place. Perks of the new place include I can whoop and holler and scream, you know, and to my heart's content and not disturb anybody. I like that. And I don't have any neighbors. It's very quiet. Like, I don't disturb anybody and nobody disturbs me either. That's all I want. I just want my peace and quiet. That's all. I'm a simple guy, right? There's chickens. It came with chickens. There's some chickens. The landlord's going to take a couple of them, but leave me with some of them, including some chicks. Maybe I'll raise those up and, you know, to be very artistic chickens. It's got a little workshop in the back. It's a little bit dirty right now, but maybe I can clean it up. I don't know. I'll probably find out new perks as I live here. The perks and what's the opposite of a perk? Ups and the downs. But It's definitely better than worse. I scrolled the wrong way. Corvallis says, did you put the teeth from your latest video under your pillow? And if so, did the tooth fairy visit? I wouldn't dare to try to pull one over on a tooth fairy like that. To put a whole mouthful of fake teeth under my pillow, I'd probably wake up with a black eye. Or end up in debt to the tooth fairy. I don't think it's wise to mess around with these kind of otherworldly forces with fake teeth under the pillow for the tooth fairy. It's not smart. I wouldn't recommend anyone did that. Teresa says, I hope the move goes smoothly and may the new place help bring peace. Thank you. She says, when you look at past drawings, do you have specific memories tied to each one? Like where you were, what you were listening to, what was going on in life while you were working on it? Alternatively, do you ever come across drawings that look completely unfamiliar and you have no recollection of making them? I definitely, to the second part of that, maybe yes, but 99% of my drawings I remember making, and most of them do have memories associated with them. Some of them much stronger than others. Like some of them I can look at it and I can remember sitting there drawing it. I can remember how I felt at that moment. I can remember how the light was, who was around me, my feelings, like all the events that were swirling around me in life at that point, you know? Yeah, just like everything. It's like same thing with like sometimes when I hear a song that I listened to, you know, like 20 years ago. Not 20. I don't think I remember it. I do remember some songs from when I was 7. But I meant like 10 years ago, like from my adolescent, you know, when I was a teenager. Some songs will take you way back, but looking at my drawings can also take me way back. And strangely vividly sometimes. Did I just put 2 adverbs in a row? I don't really know what an adverb is, but it is very, very crisp memories sometimes from a drawing. And it's pretty cool. It's pretty cool. It's like a little time machine on a piece of paper. You just like look at it, and if it was a movie, it would, you know how they do it in movies, like the main character like picks up the piece of paper and then suddenly it's like whoop, 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 whoop. And then it's like they put like a very annoying filter on it, and then there's like a younger version of me. I don't like flashbacks in movies like that, where they have an annoying filter on it. Just don't like that. Ethan Buffard says, how do I see your old vlogs? It says I have access to them on Patreon, but how can I watch them? It's a good question. It is kind of, there are like a lot of posts on here. Not a lot, but like 100 or more than 100, right? Let me switch to this view right here, I think. Yeah, good. And I'll show you basically what you want to do. I didn't like, see, look, it says Patreon only right here. Patreon only, 146. You could click on that and go through it, but basically the best way to find the really old ones is probably to go like this, click on filter by month. And you can see here I restarted Patreon in September 2017, started posting, and now we're in May of 2018. And then there was a break where I didn't post anything. And then here's a bunch. There's nothing before that. So there's a bunch of posts back here where I did some vlogs, right? I don't want to click on it and lose my place, but you get the idea. So you can click there, and there's also, I'll reply to your comment. There's also a playlist on YouTube with all of the Peter's Doodle Club videos. It's an unlisted playlist, but I think you should be able to watch them. But if this doesn't work, let me know. And be sure to let me know if you have any other questions about that, if you have any other problems accessing any of that stuff. And Ethan also says, do you ever just, yeah, I don't know about you, but I sure do. Yeah, from time to time, Ethan, I definitely do, you know. I do. Just like, and then, I mean, I do. Yeah. Good question. Gail says, thinking about your own life, do you think predetermination or free will? Do you ever feel like this is the Matrix? I definitely live like it's free will. No. I live like it's free will, but I think about it like it's predetermination. Sometimes I try not to think about those two things too much because I get really existential and depressed sometimes. I just try to live day by day, doing what I like doing, drawing and stuff. Try to be happy. Is it bad? Does it show some sort of lack of moral fiber if I don't try to think about those heavy topics too much? I know personally that I will get depressed by it. But look, sometimes I do think about my life from the end backwards, as if it is already all predetermined. Like I think of my life like as if it is a biography already written out, and I'm just now living the biography. Is that kind of like predetermination? I don't know. That just might be my narcissism kicking up again and me wanting a biography written about me. What foods are my go-to comfort foods? Probably anything I can like snack on and not notice how long I've been snacking on it. McDonald's is dangerous. Chicken wings. Pizza. I don't know how many times I've ordered a buffalo chicken pizza from Domino's. Thankfully, I'm glad to live out here a little bit more I don't think, I'd be surprised if anyone delivers to where I live now. Maybe they do, but I'm just going to assume they don't. I think it'll be better for me. I think it'll be good for me. Jupiter says, are you taking all your Fanta bottles to the new place? I think I'm going to leave them. I'm actually using my fridge a little bit for like actual food. Right now I have a little tub of olive hummus, and like the hummus with the little olives on top, sliced and diced a little bit. I have the makings of sandwiches in there, a jug of milk, jug of OJ, little head of lettuce. Yeah, I'm using it for fridgy stuff. In the freezer, I have a couple of frozen pizzas, but I don't have like anything to. Like I thought about the frozen pizzas, and then I thought about what I would do after they were done cooking. I don't have anything to put them on. I have some like little square plates, but like as I pulled them out, like I don't have any like gloves. I don't have any plates to put them on. I don't have anything to cut them up with. I have like some little knives. I would figure it out. I would figure it out somehow. I mean, I could use like some towels. So I'd grab the whole rack out of there and put it on top of the stove and then let it cool a little bit and eat the whole thing. I don't know. What are the top 5 bands I love? I'll just tell you the top 5 bands I've been listening to a lot lately. Probably, I'll just tell you, I'm bad at favorites, so I'll just tell you 5 bands I like a lot lately, okay? We'll go Weezer, Radiohead, Bon Iver, I don't know. I have these albums downloaded to my phone that I have like 5 albums downloaded to my phone that I switch between for listening to fall asleep, but I almost never listen to otherwise. So I don't know if those really count. These here's the albums I listen to fall asleep. Three Flights from Three Flights from Alto Nido by Greg Laswell. That Sea the Gambler by Gregory Alan Isakov. Or In Rainbows by Radiohead. Or Wilco. I like Wilco a lot. Yankee Hotel Foxtrot by Wilco. I'll listen to that even if I'm not going to bed. I like Wilco a lot lately. And then there's this one album by FM Static. I have a few bands where I listen to only one album by them, and I'm fine with not ever even trying to listen to any of their other albums because I'm fine with not, because I like that one album, and I think I go to listen to some music and I think I could listen to this other album, but I know I like this album. And I'm coming here today to listen to some music and enjoy it. And I know I will enjoy listening to this album. So I just listen to the old album again. So sometimes I listen to this album, What Are You Waiting For by FM Static. I've listened to that album so many times. And it's not even like the type of music I listen to a lot. Can you guys believe I listened to the whole Astro Lounge album by Smash Mouth the other day? This is the album with All Star on it. It's actually very listen-to-able. I didn't skip any songs or anything. Just while I was packing up for moving, it was okay. What town did I move to? I'm Jacksonville. There's here's Wilmington, here's the coast, North Carolina. It's probably backwards in the camera. Here's the coast of North Carolina. Then here's the coast of North Carolina. Here's the Atlantic Ocean. And here's United States. Here's Wilmington. And then here's Jacksonville. And I moved 2/3 of the way up to Jacksonville. Said you moved things as you desired them. So what was the first thing you moved? Coffee maker? Yeah, first things I moved was my books and my computer, my desk, some art supplies, and the coffee maker. Yeah. I just now got a bed, and it's not even unpacked yet. But I pretty much get a new mattress every time I move. If you had to pick only one, what is your favorite song and why? Says Andrea. Those are the questions I'm worst at answering. But since you're so nice, I mean, I can pick one, but my heart won't be in it. I really can't do that. No, I can't do it. I really can't. I cannot do that. I'm sorry. I can't pick a favorite song. I cannot. I don't know why it's so difficult for me, picking favorites like that. I think that's all the questions. I'm sorry if I missed any. Let me know if I missed yours or if you have any other questions. Post your questions for the next video in the comments below this one here on Patreon. Thank you so much, all of you, for being patrons, supporting me here as I do whatever I'm doing, following my artistic urges or whatever. Just trying to figure it all out. Thank you. You really are making a lot of difference. I really appreciate it. Let me know if you have any comments, concerns. Thank you. See you next time. Goodbye.